All right, guys, so welcome to the Get Shit Done University podcast. My name is Tisha, I'm your host, and today we're going to dive more into why you should look at your website as being more important, if not just as important, as your social media accounts, right? I'll give you guys maybe 2 to 3 reasons as to why I think you should focus more on your website and making sure that your website is what it needs to be as opposed to focusing on, your social media and making it a habit to build that up. Before we jump to the reasons why I think you need to invest in a website and why you should prioritize your website, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge the importance of social media. So I don't want to make it seem like you don't need social media or social media does absolutely nothing for your brand, because frankly, platforms like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, they've changed the way that businesses connect with their audience. So they've changed the entire way people are able to bring experiences to their clients and put their entire store in their clients' hands, right? But even with that progression, even with that revolutionary marketing space, you still can't solely rely on social media because it does have its limitations, right? The number one thing is going to be, simply put, control and ownership. While social media does provide a platform to engage with your customers and, direct traffic to where you want them to be, and they allow you to pretty much be free with your content, it's important to remember that you don't have full control over these platforms, right? So I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but I mean, you have to. It was a couple months ago. TikTok was in the news, whereas they were because we have political turmoil going on with other places. TikTok was one of the things that they were discussing on that type of level in terms of whether or not they were still going to allow it, the type of privacy parameters they're going to put on it. And I say all of that to say that you don't know how politics, something is far-fetched as politics, can affect your business simply because it's a platform that you don't control. So things like that, changes in their algorithm, their policies, somebody not updating their phone on time, can affect your ability to put your brand in front of your customers' visibility and ultimately your customers' reach. So when you have a website, you have full control and ownership over your online presence, right? Nobody can come in and say, hey, you need to update your website before we show it to the world. Nobody can say, hey, your users need to reinstall TikTok. Nobody can say, hey, Facebook has gone down for an hour. You got to give us some time to get all your pages back up. So when you have control and when you have ownership over your online presence, you can find solace in that. You can find peace knowing that nothing can thwart your brand success that you don't control, right? So not only that, you have the flexibility to customize your website far beyond than what Facebook allows you to do, far beyond what TikTok allows you to do, far beyond what Instagram allows you to do. So even though these things do give you some flexibility, you're still bound by the parameters that their programs and their platforms allow you to be creative, right? So you can't really express your brand's identity through your TikTok page or through your Facebook page, more specifically your Facebook page. So investing in a website makes it sure you can establish a strong brand personality, you can establish a strong brand name, and you can reinforce it with a consistent and a stable database and platform that you own. So you can build a nice solid foundation that's not reliant or dependent on external factors to bring your brand up, to get you business ultimately. Reason number 2 would be branding and credibility, right? So the second biggest reason to invest in a website is just your branding and credibility. Your website is like a digital business, like a digital storefront for your business where your potential customers can explore your products, right? So if you have products, if you have services, if you're a consultant, no matter what you do, all your information is in one centralized location. People don't have to go to your Instagram or go to your TikTok to look at the product and then go to your website to say, okay, now I want to buy the product. And then, okay, well, now I have to cash out this person and send them this money. Everything is right there, and that lends itself to your expertise, to your ability and your comfort level with conducting business, making sure that this is a business that you establish and that you trust and that you yourself invested in. Customers are more likely to take you serious when they see you take yourself serious. So by investing in a website, it shows them that you want their trust. You want them to find you as a credible source. You want them to understand that you've gone the extra mile to take your business off of TikTok, off of Facebook, and that you've gone the extra mile to give them a personalized experience where they can get to know your brand on a more intimate level. It also gives you the ability to brag a little bit. So when you focus on your own website, you don't really have to worry about advertisements. You don't really have to worry about um, negative reviews. You don't really have to worry about competitors or anything like that showing up. Your customers can't get distracted when they go to your website because you control all the content that's there. If I'm shopping for, I don't know, custom graduation hats and I look that up, chances are after I look at your video or after I go to your business, I'm going to see at least 5 to 6 other people that do the same exact thing you do. And it's no fault of your own. That's just how the algorithm works. The algorithm isn't set up to make it so one business is successful. Even though a customer may search that particular business, even though you may search for that particular business, it's not going to stop them from showing you other businesses. So with that, if you take that information, you say, hey, if I have a website, I only put my stuff on here. I only have my positive reviews on here. My customers can't get distracted with my competitors or anything like that. So you have a unique opportunity to align your branding consistently across all your touch points, reinforce your brand's images, create an experience that your users won't forget, while also making sure that they don't get distracted with your competitors, right? So you make sure that you secure the bag and you don't let anybody else take it from you. I would say the third thing is pretty much like your ability to scale and your ability to study data. I'm a huge data buff. I enjoy studying the charts and reading the information to figure out what's happening and what my users are doing as they're browsing through my website, because that helps me develop a data-driven strategy. So while social media is excellent for building brand awareness and engaging with your audience, a website offers larger and greater potential for growth. Why? Because you can easily scale your business by expanding your product or service offerings. You're not limited by how many products you can add or how many services you can add or whatever you want to do. Also, you have more ability to get customers to convert. If you own your website, you can add a function to sign up for a newsletter. You can add a function for them to call you now. You can add a function for them to chat with you now. You can add a function for them to drive directly to your store. On social media, you have those functions, but they're very limited in what you have the ability to do. On your website, you could put 2 or 3 different phone numbers. You can say, hey, call this number between this hour or text this number between that hour, and you can code your website in a manner that allows you to do that. Furthermore, when you have a website that you own, your data and your insights are much more detailed than what you would get with social media insights, what you would get with social media reporting. You look at something like Google Analytics, that simply by installing a simple code on your website, you can track the data and the information for everybody that visits your website. Once I see what type of device you're using, how often how much time you spend on my website, what other items you're searching for, what other businesses you're visiting, I can create tailored marketing strategies that speak directly to you. I can look at my abandoned cart and I can see, okay, this customer got through the journey several times and they keep abandoning the cart. That lets me know that something is going on with that specific customer's journey. So maybe I need to reach out to them specifically, or maybe I need to follow that same path to see what issue that my website is giving them. When you go through social media, when you go through sites or domains that you don't host or that you don't have full ownership over, you kind of lose that autonomy and you lose the ability to really track your audience, engage your audience, and see what the best method of engagement with them is. The only way to really make your marketing strategy work is to know your target audience and to know exactly who you're talking to. The only way to know exactly who you're talking to and to understand what they're doing so you can confirm that they are your target audience is to collect data on them. The only way you can collect data on them is if you have a website to install a tracking code or a tracking device on. So with that, you got to be really, really thorough when you think about your online presence and when you think about how you want people to perceive you and how you want people to do business with you. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 3 key reasons why investing in a website is crucial, in my opinion. So like I said, social media is an essential part of your marketing strategy, but it should not be the sole driver of your online presence. Social media accounts should be passengers, right? Your website is the driver. Your TikTok, that's your passenger. Your Facebook, that's your backseat passenger. Your Instagram, that's your other backseat passenger. If you got a truck, you can probably fit your LinkedIn and your Snapchat in there too. But the point is, your website has to drive the car. All right? So if you have any questions or topics that you'd like to discuss in future episodes, feel free to reach out. Make sure you guys are following me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all those social media platforms. Now, I also do have a website, so I'll be sure to leave that link here so you all can follow and you can check that out. And if you have any feedback on that, I'm always open to it. Just send an email. And that's it, guys. Be great.